Ladies and gentlemen, could you join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I believe our first item on the agenda is Mr. Jim Kaufman is going to present the Centennial Award.
Good evening, Dr. Hammock.
Good evening. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. My name is Jim Kaufman. My family bought Eckstein Shoe Store on Main Street about 12, 13 years ago. This year, 2023, celebrates our 100th year in business there on Main Street. So we started out as Kennedy Shoe Store in 23, became the Eckstein Shoe Store in 52, and then we bought it in 2012. A couple years ago, we were approached by Superintendent Kaiser about doing a Centennial Award for the high school. 2017 celebrated their 100th year as a high school, so we thought it would be a good time to celebrate people who have had a big impact on the schools, the high school, and the children that have come through these halls. So did a few presentations over the last few years, kind of took a hiatus over COVID, but we want to get back in it. So with us celebrating our 100th year, I thought it was a good time to kind of approach you guys again and continue the progress of just paying homage to people who do so much for the school. So as you see here, there's quite the list of individuals here who have had a large impact with the school. So tonight, we'd like to introduce the new award recipient tonight, Dr. Stephen Bear.
We were keeping this one quiet.
Yeah. When Mr. Kaufman and I began, just kicking ideas around in terms of, who, what, when, why, where, everything started, and we started really kicking around the list of names of folks who've made definitely more than a flash in the pans impact on Beech Grove City Schools. Dr. Bear was the easy choice. He has been hassling my family for generations, which we appreciate, and they all have wonderful things to say about Dr. Bear. So just, as everyone knows, this is Dr. Bear's last year, so we wanted to just take the opportunity to just recognize him for everything he's done for the high school and for the community at large. So thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. This means a lot to me. Being 30 years in this district, it's all I've ever known from education, and lived in the district and have a lot of great memories. Gosh, it's incredible. And just seeing the young people and having them come back and celebrate and thank our schools for all we've done in it. Really means a lot to me.
Yep.
And,
You definitely deserve it.
Well deserved.
I
Yeah.
appreciate
Great
it.
work, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah.
With, familiar faces, Mr. Clevenger, Donna Joyce,
Oh, wow.
the whole gang.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and get right in front of
That's
us.
definitely an honor. I appreciate it. sir.
Thanks. Thanks. Right outside the main office here in the high school. So,
Appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Bear, we are not ready for any of those silly goodbye speeches yet. We have months left with you, and none of us are ready, so.
I still have to keep working to it.
Goodness, congratulations.
Thank you.
And next, you get to stand back up and do the Student of the Month.
Wow. So that's a pretty fun part of the night, I guess, but probably the most enjoyable is the next piece, and that's our Student of the Month and celebrating the young people that have an incredibly positive impact on our district. And we have 5 of them tonight that have made an impact so much that their school is recognizing them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Beech Grove High School tonight, and we're going to celebrate the Student of the Month along with a short report. So Mr. Carr, if you'd like to take over. And as Mr. Carr's done speaking, Mr. Carr and the student will meet for a picture on the way back to their seats. So thank you, Mr. Carr.
Thanks, Dr. Bear. As far as board report, I emailed it out to everyone, so take a page out of Ryan Morgan's playbook. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out. Our student of the month this month is Miss Carissa Korn. So Carissa, will you come on up? There you go. So just a handful of things that Carissa's teachers have said about her. They said she actively participates in class, never misses a class, and puts in 100% plus effort into all the projects that are assigned. She's always excited to learn in class and brings positive energy to the room. She is kind, helpful to her peers. I enjoy teaching Carissa, and I think she's very deserving of Student of the Month. And that was for Ms. Schmucker and Ms. Tingle, her art teachers. So we appreciate you. We appreciate everything you do, how you carry yourself around the halls and in your classes and your work ethic. So thank you. Great job.
Thank you, Mr. Card. Mr. Morgan, Beech Grove Middle School.
Good evening, and I also emailed you guys again, so any questions, feel free to shoot them my way. I want to go ahead and invite up Sebastian Key, our Student of the Month. So Mrs. Sutton wrote, Sebastian, or as we call him, Key, is an amazing example of what teachers dream of in a student. He is quiet, funny, thoughtful, kind. He makes sure to say good morning when coming to class, and he always puts in 100% effort in each lesson. Sebastian goes out of his way to seek challenges and get the knowledge he needs. He came to me asking about courses for next year that would benefit his journey, and I love that he was thoughtful about his future and looking ahead in order to be successful. I absolutely love his wicked sense of humor, and he gets my sarcasm. He truly is a gem, and his peers can learn a great deal from his example. His quiet strength and tenacity towards his schoolwork are a great example to others. It is truly an honor to have him in my class, and I am blessed to have gotten a chance to know him better this year. And Mrs. Sutton. Mr. Sutton says, Sebastian, a.k.a. Key, so I see a theme here with the Suttons, is a very dedicated student and always works to achieve his best. Doing well in class is an important priority for Sebastian. Besides being an excellent student, Sebastian is also a young man who always displays the highest level of integrity. He is trusted by his classmates and teachers and always treats others with respect. Sebastian is a person that leads by action, not words. He is a model student. I have no doubt that whatever path Sebastian chooses in life, he will be sure to make a difference in the work he chooses. I am blessed to have Sebastian as a student. Mrs. Eckstein stated, Sebastian, Key to me, is not only a phenomenal student, but he is also a phenomenal person. Looking at his report card, it is apparent that Key is a motivated student with straight A's for the entire 8th grade school year. He diligently pays attention in class and goes above and beyond in his writing. But what sets Key apart from his peers is his willingness to volunteer and help whenever needed. Key will answer questions and read when others in class are hesitant to participate. His quiet demeanor sets an example for his classmates. Key will be successful in whatever future endeavors he undertakes. It has been an honor to work with him this year in ELA. Sebastian, we are grateful for your leadership at Beech Grove Middle School, and thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Mrs. Fleming, South Grove Intermediate.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to invite Keena Wallace up as our Student of the Month. Come on over here. Keena is one of those students who you can see just brightens up a room when she walks into it, and she does so every single day. Keena, like so many of us, has encountered some challenges, and she has faced them head on and turned them into opportunities. And I think that's what makes her such a great example for us all every month, but especially as we celebrate her now. This is what Miss Billings, her choir teacher, says. From the very first day I finally got to meet my new 6th grade choir students, Keena stood out as a talented singer and responsible leader in the group. She arrives every day with a positive mindset, helpful attitude, and joyful spirit. She is always willing to take risks as a musician and sing bravely in front of others. And she has also grown so much as a singer this year because of it. Bravo, Keena. Mr. Long adds, Keena always maintains a very pleasant attitude with adults and peers. When in her presence, things are a little brighter. Thank you, Keena, for being a good example, and congratulations on being recognized for this honor. And Mrs. Bear and Ms. Johnson write, when you walk into the room, you can tell that Keena is a leader. She is organized and has a plan for each day. Just lost my place. She is a role model for her classmates academically, participating in discussion, giving her best each day, and leading by example. Keena also communicates with classmates well, even helping them when they are working through something emotionally. Keena is a role model for her classmates not only because she is kind to them, but because she learns from her mistakes. Keena has shown tremendous growth since 5th grade and is already showing that she is ready for middle school. Keena, we're so proud of you and look forward to the many, many successes you have ahead. You get one of these? My board report was sent before as well. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Mrs. Fleming. Ms. Cotter from Central Elementary.
Thank you. I too emailed the report this month, so let me know how it goes. It was kind of fun. I think I included a little bit more information than normal, so hopefully you enjoy it. I would like to invite Donald Jackson up here, our Central Student of the Month. So this is Donald. Not only is he an outstanding student, but he's such an incredible citizen. And he has a pretty awesome smile, if we can get one out of him. He's a natural leader who exhibits respect and responsibility every single day at Central. Donald was nominated for Student of the Month by his homeroom teacher, Mrs. Marshall. She said, Donald Jackson is an amazing learner, friend to his peers, and a compassionate young man. He brings kindness and calm to the classroom. He is always an attentive participant in class and helps his friends whenever they are in need. Donald is a responsible student and holds a few different classroom jobs. He is such a joy to have in class this year. Mrs. Pfeiffer echoed the same sentiments by adding, Donald's character shines in all he does. He is honest, hardworking, and a true team player. He is often working for the good of his class, showing them just how to be a leader like he is. He's not afraid to ask for help when he needs it, and he's ready to lend a helping hand when he's able to. Donald is more than deserving of this honor. She said, way to go, DJ. You make me Hornet proud. Almost. Did I get one? Almost. I'll get it. When I went into Donald's classroom to give him the letter to invite him here, he was a little bit nervous. So I brought him up so we could practice in front of his classmates. And we kind of talked about what would happen, how we would get up here and we'd stand. The more I would talk, the more nervous he got. And then he looked up and he saw his classmates, and they were like going crazy with the silent cheers. They were so excited to see Donald, and then we got a big smile out of him. When I was looking at his classmates, I had chills all over. I was so excited by their excitement because I knew that Donald Jackson was the perfect guy for this Student of the Month. His friends kept coming up to me throughout the day telling me what a wonderful job I did at picking Donald, which, always feels good too. They said, he's so nice, he's so smart. Donald is such a good friend. They just kept saying sweet, sweet things about our Donald. Donald, we're all really proud of you, and we look forward to keep on celebrating the success with you, okay? Congratulations, buddy!
Okay, well, I didn't submit a written report. I just prepared 3 Hornet Park highlights. So I will lead with that while our guest settles in. My 3 highlights that I wanted to share with you this evening all relate to looking ahead at exciting things in the future. First is Hornet Park has been working what we call the school structures discernment process, and next year the entire school will be returning to a self-contained traditional classroom model. Right now we have a blended model where some students go to 2 classes in a day, a reading teacher and a math teacher. Some are in a self-contained classroom where they stay put with the same teacher all day long. And so next year all of Hornet Park will go back to that traditional model. It's been a really wonderful process to work through. We've learned a lot from both models, and we think it's going to be best moving forward. Exciting update for the future number 2 is I wanted to just continue the conversation that Dr. Bear started with you, I believe, last month regarding our phonics exploration team. He gave you a nice detailed, or shared with you a detailed explanation of what we were doing. But as of today, we've met our objective. We've now established the assessment we'll use, and we now have selected, it's called UFLY, but it's the University of Florida Literacy Institute Phonics Program. So we're now, books are ordered, and we're going to start building teacher capacity now to implement that for next school year. And the third exciting future update is that the Early Childhood Center enrollment is open. That happened right, March 6th, I think, is when we went public. Within 2 days, we had 11 new enrollees, and we have several of our students returning, so those open slots are chipping away quickly. So spread word to family, friends, neighbors. 3- and 4-year-olds are going to want to come to Hornet Park Early Childhood Center for year 2 next year. And we have one of our awesome Early Childhood Center staff, Dustina Korn, is a Student of the Month mom tonight, so glad to see you. All right, now, the other thing that we want to share about in regards to exciting futures is our Student of the Month. Maya Marion is filled with promise and potential. Come on up. Now, Maya was set to come to us last month, if you remember, and she was a little under the weather, so totally worth the wait. We're so happy you're here. All right, from Mrs. Taylor, who is Maya's teacher right now. Maya is such a sweet, kind, caring little girl. She's so talented, and she's such a bright light in our classroom. She's always taking care of her classmates and even offering to help her teacher. She's a very talented artist, and the drawings she makes for me always make me smile. I absolutely love having Maya in class. She is going places, that girl. Mrs. Osborne says, in STEAM class, Maya works hard and is always willing to help her friends. She is a kind and responsible Hornet. I shared that Maya is a genuine treasure to have at Hornet Park. She's an academic model. We see her showing flashcards to peers and reading with neighbors. She's a friend to others. She's a smile from across the room, and she is just a fun energy in our school. We are blessed to have her. And from Miss Stone, who was Maya's kindergarten teacher, she says, I was so lucky to be Maya's kindergarten teacher. She was a dream, so quick to help, and she loves to learn. I could always count on her smile and hugs to make my day much better. I'm very proud of you, Maya. I hope you want to be a teacher when you grow up because you will be awesome at anything you choose to be. Love you, sweet girl. That's from Miss Stone, but all of Hornet Park and all of Beech Grove City Schools, we love you and we're proud of you. Yeah. Hornet Park Student of the Month.
Wow, thank you, principals. I think, community, I think you understand why this is such a fun part of every night and why we love it so much. So, congratulations again to you and your child and family. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. Get this, Mr. Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay, there he is.
I don't see her.
I got so excited that I forgot about our high school athletic presentation.
You guys think of the notes this night?
Yeah.
No big deal. I look good. So. All right. So I'm in a suit tonight. Don't let me speak like this. Tonight was our Winter Athletic Awards night. So we started off in the auditorium, and then we hustled up over here to make sure we made this part. So.
Well, it's a nice look on you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is my state championship suit. Last year.
There you go.
All right.
I hope to wear it again
Knock on
this
wood.
year. Okay, so we'll get started off by recognizing our Alfred Insurance Athlete of the Month, Ava Lancer. So just a little backdrop on Ava. So she actually just got recognized tonight for receiving 4 varsity letters in swimming. So she's a senior, so that's 1 per year, which is really impressive. She also was ICC Academic All-Conference, which requires a 3.76 GPA, a varsity letter, and you're a senior or junior. She received the team award for swimming for the We Before Me award, which is a very prestigious award to earn and receive as a Beech Grove athlete. She also is a part of my student athletic leadership team here at the high school. And so this was a new team that kind of got restarted again this year, and she's been helping another group of athletes basically do some fun stuff around the school, build school spirit. We raised money for Special Olympics Indiana. She didn't get a chance to participate in the polar plunge because she was sick and kind of catch up on schoolwork. But overall, she's been great. She's attended some leadership conferences with the IHSA and our conference. She's just done a wonderful job kind of helping us get this new group back in action. She will actually go on to attend Indiana University next year to study biotechnology, which means she could potentially get a job at Eli Lilly, which is pretty cool. For the plaque for being Athlete of the Month, Ava, she was all conference in the 100-meter breaststroke. Ava finished 10th overall, the 200 IM, only 0.4 seconds from a school record. Also, she placed 6th overall in the 100 breaststroke at sectionals. Personal record in both events. So, wonderful job, Ava Lancer.
Absolutely. I love that we have swimming. You know, Brown County does not have swimming, and it is, yeah, it's so neat to have
Everyone, we're going to take a small break, and then we're going to go back to the business of the meeting. If you'd like to stay and join us, you are welcome. If not, you are welcome to go home and have a good evening.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you all very much. Hey, Dr. Bear, curriculum update? Sorry, would you like us to come back to you?
No, I think I can speak. I've done a lot this meeting so far. It's like,
You have.
We got to get our money's worth out of you.
I guess.
There you go.
I will say that I did share, one of the things we were talking about is something that I was talking to Dr. Hammock about, what do you think would be important for the board to hear, and, thinking of some updates. I'm like, we started talking about the reunification plan. So I shared the reunification process that our principals and Mr. Mann and Mr. Gearhart and I worked, and our principals are working hard on making sure that plan fits their building. But I think it shows, I wanted to show our team's dedication to the safety of our kids, because we had a plan in place, but our team just didn't feel like it was strong enough to make teachers and our staff feel comfortable. And so we want to really go about making sure that it's clearly, it's articulate, and that we can clearly let our students and teachers know what that plan is, so that they feel comfortable doing that. So that's kind of been a plan that we've been working on our entire year, in terms of a kind of a rally point identification, and then also the reunification in case of a major scenario. So I shared that with you. You can, like I said, kind of see the things that we've been working on and we're proud of, and we really appreciate the conversation that our team has had and the work they've put into that. You saw the model that Mr. Morgan and the time that he put into that. And that's one of the things that we do in our district, is we try to model things. We do that with our teaching rubric, and when we have our meetings, we try to do that same thing. So we appreciate Mr. Morgan and his team in this scenario, kind of going ahead and putting all that work in, so that our other principals who have done that same modeling technique for other projects have that really nice plan to build their plan out in their building. So just wanted to share that with you, and if there's any questions that you have of them or myself, we're more than welcome to answer those. But you can be assured that we spend a lot of time talking about the things that are going on in our buildings and trying to do the best we can. We make mistakes, and we learn from everything that we do. So hopefully you understand that we're always trying to keep our kids as safe as possible. So,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Ms. Garman?
Yeah, you guys have the report. The signs are there for you. We have more if you would like those. Our first batch came out, taking some to going to the state finals, the show choirs, and their tech crew. We're going to let all those kids, all those that are involved in tech, backstage, percussion, they're going to talk to Mr. Dean, and we're going to take those over tomorrow. And the basketball team, we're going to let them have some first choices of these. And then we're going to send out a message to come pick them up if they would like them. If you guys want some, this is first round. They're going to go fairly quickly, and then hopefully we'll do another round. If those maybe in the fall, maybe before. But if you have any other questions on anything, I'd like you guys to welcome.
This is all part of our marketing strategy to increase enrollment of Beech Grove residents in Beech Grove City Schools, as well as incentivizing those who might like to choose Beech Grove as their space to educate their child. Mitzi's led this initiative extraordinarily well, and we were just thrilled to open up these boxes yesterday and today to kind of see what ultimately the yard sign campaign looked like. It pairs beautifully with all of the successes that our students have realized over the last couple of weeks, from arts success, extraordinary success, having both Jubilaires in the lawn going to state this weekend. Our percussion is going to state this weekend. We, of course, have our boys basketball team going to semi-state. So it's our hope that we can really blanket Beech Grove in orange and black, and at the same time, celebrate the school district, but also inspire those to enroll and to become part of this extraordinary place that is Beech Grove City Schools. So Mitzi's ensured that there is a QR code there, so that if anyone's on a walk out in Beech Grove and they want to get out and scan, they can be transported to our website. She's also ensured that it's all designed that no matter what language you speak, you you will be able to have a fully translated version. So it's just super, super special, and this is the beginning of a whole lot that's happening around this concept of loving where you learn, because that's the heart of us.
Absolutely. And if you see, also I gave you guys the Love Where You Teach.
Yeah.
We're kind of going with the whole thing with recruiting fairs and some different things. So we're, the larger cards will go out to the families.
Yeah, those
But
are the mailers.
these are nice, and I think the most important thing is if a family's coming and they don't have English as a first language, maybe their child does, it's a great thing, because if their phone is set up, you scan that. I tried it on mine in French. It was French. I mean, and so it's just a neat way to bring anybody, and it goes right to why love Beech Grove. I mean, they can get the whole website, but we've got the QR code going right where 10 reasons why. So it's kind of neat, and we'll just see how it goes, and it's all part of that TSL ABLE Communications Grant, really focusing on communications diversity, giving them access to all languages on that. And also, if you have a disability with sight, hearing, it will go to all of that. Oh, that's awesome. Great. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Garvin, personnel update.
I'll just kind of hit the quick highlights here. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Just the first bullet is the volunteer process, just kind of shoring that up a little bit. We've been finding some gaps in there, and then also some concerns with some of the background checks at the lower levels. There was like a level 1, 2, and 3. Big thanks to Steph, who worked with me on this, and we've gotten, I think, a good handle on a process now where we have an application, a waiver that was actually board required that hadn't been happening, and then giving these people the same background check that our employees have, so that we are absolutely 100% sure that people that are working with our kids meet the standards that our employees would have to meet. 5-Star Technologies, Tim could also answer questions about this, but we moved away from 5-Star for our tech support, and I think this is going to be a really good, a positive change. You might have noticed that there's a lead tech and a support tech on the personnel report. They'll be our employees. I think that gives us a lot of advantages. We were experiencing a lot of turnover, and 5-Star was just having some problems. So we're going to still engage with them for engineering services, and for now, Pivot, which is a kind of a place that you could store data. We'll see where we go with that in the future, but just wanted you to know that as you saw those positions, that those are our employees, and I think that will be a big advantage to us and will be a positive moving forward. Mr. Daniel and Mr. Shanahan and I have been working on a proposal for you that they will be making at the next board meeting on youth sports. I'm just trying to shore some things up with that as well. We've been kind of living in a strange world where we kind of were involved and not involved, and we really need to either be all in or not in, because there's I think some liability issues there. So we're working on that. They'll have that for you next board meeting. Recruitment fairs have been going on. Steve and Mitzi went to one last week. We're having a virtual one with Butler. They're very different than they were. A lot of schools are not engaging in the job fairs like they were. There's basically 100% placement of their teachers, so I think they see the need for it like they did. So we continue to think about how to recruit high-quality teachers, and I think our next step may be to have to really go dig deeper and go actually to the universities a little bit more and try to catch them because they're just really not attending job fairs like they used to, and there's just not as many of them. And then lastly, Mr. Morgan and I had a great opportunity to go see the National Metro Academies through the Ford NGL that we're looking at, really career-connected learning, hands-on learning through a lot of community partnerships, and I think that we came away with a lot of really good ideas and just really sparked a lot of thinking about what Beech Grove City Schools can look like. The state is moving that way, so we want to be on the forefront of that. We don't want to be kind of, at the backside of that. So that was a really great opportunity for us to go, and Mr. Morgan may or may not have ridden a mechanical bull when he was down there. And there may or may not be footage of that if you would like to see it.
Wow.
And I was a little disappointed. I thought he was a little more athletic than that. He just didn't stay on real long.
Do you want him to see your video? I think you beat him.
Wow, you may be asking for money to keep
Oh, it's out there.
Does anybody have any questions before we approve the employment recommendations? Could I get a motion, please, to approve those? We approve the employment recommendations. Beth?
I'll second.
Tara, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Dr. Hammock.
You bet.
And Julie.
Two pretty simple actions here. First up, we just needed to modify our 23-24 calendar to ensure that we had the Hornet Park Early Childhood Center opening date on. Nothing else has been modified. We've just added the opening date for the Early Childhood Center.
Okay, could we get a motion to approve that date?
I'll second.
Jill, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And do you want to go ahead, or do you want to talk about the agreement?
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of background here. In the superintendent update in your packet, I went into a little bit more detail here, but we are excited about engaging in a consulting agreement with an organization called SpendBridge. They are an agency that works with K-12 school districts to analyze current spending and also to help assist with future contract negotiation for contracted services. They are not paid out of Beech Grove pocket. They are paid by the savings that are realized in the negotiation. So it's a really interesting model. Colleagues in several other districts have realized extraordinary savings as a result of the work. I am much more cautiously optimistic that we won't realize extraordinary results, but I think any result for a district our size is going to be beneficial. Mr. Gerhart, Julie, and I have been a part of those conversations, and we are really, really interested in what this could mean for us. So, for example, if we have a textbook adoption that we are interested in pursuing, typically we get a proposal from the publisher, and then we pay that rate because that's what we are provided with. Up here, there's a lot more negotiating in these markets because of the number of services that we are accessing and just kind of the economy of scale, right? So they will do that negotiating for us. They're paid 30% of that fee, of the savings that is realized, and we then get to benefit from 70% of that savings. So we think it's something interesting we'd like to explore. We can get out of it. We can have a posting of 60 days and just be done if we just don't feel like the services are helpful. But we're excited to kind of give this a try and see if we can't realize some efficiency in some contracts that then no one else would realize that those savings are being realized. So kind of excited about it.
Cool,
But we do need your approval.
Okay, would somebody make a motion to approve the consulting agreement?
I move to approve the consulting agreement.
Jill?
I'll second.
Tara, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Gerhart?
A couple of updates from when I wrote this to today. Thank you. I got to turn it on. Sorry, Tim. Actually, Moats Group showed up today. They need to install a drain in the bullpen on the first base side of the football field. I'm not sure whether it was an oversight or what, but they are installing that today. It was holding quite a bit of water, so they got to work on that. There's, in my update, a reference to a drain pipe at Beech Grove Middle School that's in the boiler room. It's 14 feet deep, and it is collapsed. It's cast iron, obviously original from the building. So our best option is we're going to dig a sump pump, or dig a sump pit, put a pump in it, and connect it to an existing drain and get it out into the sewer that way. Been working with English Excavation on that and the city of Beech Grove. They're always great. Roof bids, we got our roof bids for, there's one roof at the middle school over the old stage, the main gym area, that is held on with pavers, landscape pavers, because it's shrinking. So that absolutely needs to be replaced. And we did 2 alternates, and we met with contractors last week, got our bids today. AAA Roofing, again, came in at the bottom. The other 3 roofers, we'd only be able to do the one roof. So with AAA, we got the one roof and an alternate, so we're kind of getting an extra roof done. So that was really good news. Yesterday, I met with the administration of the police department, and we talked about a 4th SRO, 100% on board with that. In fact, they're going to come next month and fill you in on their process for that.
Great, thank you.
So one of the commitments that the district made during the referenda was that we would engage with the 4th SRO. So we'll need to analyze our referenda dollars for the balance of what will be realized, an increase in our secured school safety grant. So currently, we are receiving $50,000 from the state of Indiana to help offset the cost for our school resource officers. That's a matching grant, so $50,000 is expended on behalf of the district. We are now able to apply for $100,000. We're already having $100,000 go out and match, so we'll be able to realize an additional $50,000 to help offset this 4th SRO. So that gap of ish $25,000 would be assumed by that referendum.
Any other questions? Okay, we need to make a motion to approve the minutes and the claims. We might as well do it all in one fell swoop. Rob? Who's second? Was that Beth? Beth? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and then we have fundraisers. Does anybody have any questions about the fundraisers before you approve them? And we have a lovely field trip. Could we get those in one fell swoop?
I'll make that motion.
Tara?
Second it.
Jill, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so, C9 report?
Yeah, the ground is broken.
Yay.
And construction is happening on the C9 expansion of the welding tech lab and all of that stuff. So that's nice that the city of Greenwood finally, we got everything figured out. So it's moving in the right direction. Everybody's very enthusiastic and excited. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be ready for this coming school year because the projected end date now is October, but it will be able to realize in the following school year.
It'll be a fun impact though, starting the first of the year. That'll be fun.
It will. It'll be really nice to see. Part of this is also including that sort of all-purpose room, so they will be able to realize all student meetings next year and better ways to do awards programming and recruiting, and plus, some revenue from being able to lease that space out. But the nice thing is, once it's all really done and completed, the administration is putting together a plan to sort of reuse some spaces. So not only will welding increase, but potentially some other areas might be able to allow a few more seats in, which will be really, really nice. So it's exciting. And we do have 2 students of the month from Beech Grove in 2 different areas.
Again, Jill.
Again, I know. They're
Wonderful.
just, it's so nice when they put all that up
Yeah.
and getting to see our students.
Had a great year.
So it's really exciting.
Maybe we should bring them in too.
And we have C9 students of the month?
Yeah.
Steph
Yeah.
actually recommended that one, so I think that's a really good idea.
That'd be nice to see them too. They should get credit as well. RDC? Want to talk about the RDC?
I think I already reported to you guys that the Safeway project fell through, that we were looking at.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
I did.
Yes, it did.
Oh, sad face.
They need a lot of money.
They did
Like,
what?
they basically needed the entire city's 2024 budget.
I was gonna say, I don't think they had any money to start with, really, do you?
But the good part about it is,
At least it's tore down.
we,
It's true, it's cleaned up.
we helped out with demolition costs.
Yeah.
The good part about it is a good piece of land. It is going to, all the demolition is going to continue. It's going to be a green space.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be more attractive to businesses. Maybe people that looked at it didn't want to mess with the buildings that we're standing there now. Now it will be an all open area.
Sure.
So hopefully it doesn't sit too long, and if not, we'll just have a nice green space until it does. Was talking about an amphitheater project. Actually, Tara came and did a presentation with us last month. That's just not feasible right now. Parks Department actually has a great idea of kind of testing the waters with a summer concert series,
Oh, neat.
just to kind of see what the interest is.
Yeah.
So freeing up the money from, that was earmarked for the amphitheater and now the Safeway project, I plan to circle back with you.
Great.
It's gonna go back to the schools,
Mr.
right?
Gerhard,
We
about a
will.
project that
Yeah, we're
may be
excited
here
about it.
for the school.
Yeah. We're here if you ever need us.
Which would be lovely.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Well, it ties in.
Sure.
With the new trailway going up, what I'm going to try to propose to the RDC is that they give us money to put up lights on our ball fields. One, it helps the area out with the trail going through there. Two, with as many travel ball tournaments that we're running through here, it's very lucrative for the school, but the addition of lights can add
Safety.
2 more games.
And safety.
Yeah. So, while
Lots
we're
of
all,
patrons
while
to the
we're
city.
all in the same house together with the trail going in and electrical going
Yep.
up, to see if we can get some money earmarked for the schools.
Exciting, cool.
That's great.
Thank you for that consideration.
Did you want to talk about the parks? Did you have anything you wanted to share about the parks? Just sailing along. Okay.
Very good.
Okay, I can't believe it, but we're at the end of the meeting, so who'd like to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Rob, who'd second?
I'll second.
Tara, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do have 7 items for the work session.